Hi, welcome back to StarTeenMums. I'm Pauline Morris, a life and mindfulness coach, and you will mostly know me from Bolliv Thinks About Heart, Mind, and Moxie. And today I've got a real treat for you and a real pleasure. I've got the 180 view on teenage pregnancy, maybe? Well, one of the 180 views, because tonight's guest, Michelle, is not a teenage mom, but she is the child of a teenage mom. So we are going to hear her perspective on life and how things panned out for her and her mom and her perspective on life. I'm really excited and looking forward to it. She's an amazing lady. Wait till you see her social media website. It's great fun. I love it. I can't wait for her to tell you all the great stuff about her. So without further ado, here is the wonderful Michelle. And take it away, Michelle.
Hello. I'm not quite sure what to say. My name's Michelle. My mom was 17 when I was born. I am currently 39, and my mom is awesome, and I have had a wonderful life, and I owe all of it to her.
Oh, that's fantastic. That's a wonderful thing to start off with. That's brilliant. So tell me, can you remember what life was like for you and your mom when you were little?
It wasn't easy, frankly. I do remember that. So it's kind of weird. I actually remember things from a very young age, which it seems younger than most people. I remember getting my diaper changed.
Wow.
Yeah.
That is
I mean, I was a toddler. I was walking around, but I remember my mom laying a towel out on the floor so I could walk over and lay on it and get my diaper changed. I remember potty training. I remember the little kids potty and my mom making me sit on it, and then she'd turn the water on so that I could go. So I'm not sure if that's because my mom was younger and gave me awareness sooner, or if it's just some weird quirk I have. But yeah, so I remember a lot. And I remember a lot of growing up with my mom. Like, we were both growing up at the same time, and that was definitely a thing. My mom and dad got married, like, right after I was born. And I was the only reason they got married. So some of my earlier memories is also of them fighting. So, and so it was hard for her. I mean, I think she was doing what she thought she was supposed to do, but still discovering herself and who she needed to be. So yeah. So we moved around a lot after that. My mom, of course, had to get a job at Hardee's, at the fast food restaurant. And like, she went through boyfriends, and not all of them were good. There was one we moved in with for a little while, and that didn't work out, so we had to move out and get our own place. We had this tiny little 1-bedroom apartment for a while. Me and my mom shared a bedroom. And then she met my stepdad, and things got better for her from there. She got a better job. They got a house together, more of a traditional neighborhood type thing. And went through, then that was 80s recession. So went through a little bit of unemployment and stuff there. And my sister was born when I was 12. And so there was a lot of, my mom worked second shift, my stepdad worked third shift. I went to school during first shift. So I'd be watching my sister at night and kind of taking share of responsibilities there. But it never felt like anything that was out of my ability to do. And again, I think that a lot of that was because I felt like I grew up quite a bit with my mom.
So when you said you remember it being hard. Those are the specific reasons they were hard, or there were other reasons?
I remember being low on money. Like, my mom did not want to take any sort of government help whatsoever. And she talked to me about this stuff, even though I was a little kid, because, I mean, who else did she have to talk to? And though I do remember we got the government cheese one time.
Government cheese. Okay, you're gonna have
Government
to tell me
cheese.
about that. I have no
That's
idea what the government cheese is.
I don't think they do it anymore, but it was a program that they used to have in the United States where if you were low on money and having trouble getting groceries, they would give you cheese.
Of all things.
I'm sure maybe there was other things, but the government cheese was like a very bad version of American cheese. It was not slices. It came in this big long block in a cardboard box. Like it was wrapped, but then put in a cardboard box. And yeah, I remember getting that one time. And I think that was the only time my mom got any sort of assistance. That and looking for an apartment.
Okay.
But yeah, she was very stubborn, maybe a little proud about not asking for assistance. So there were times we had ramen noodles and frozen dinners, and there were times that she was obviously doing her best to try and get us what we needed.
Did you ever feel different? Did you ever know, well, I'm different because my mom's a teenage mom?
It was weird in school when I think I had a lot of friends that actually had older parents. So when anything came up and then my mom would come, no one would think she was my mom. And after my mom remarried, we had different last names. So that was kind of weird in school with trying to say, yes, she is my mom. She's actually my mom. But we also look very much alike. Even when I was a kid, we looked very much alike. So it's quite obvious that she's my mom.
Did you ever talk about it with your mom? That specifically being a teenage mom?
It's things that's come up in conversation. We've never like had an actual conversation about it, but I know some of the, like I said, she would actually talk to me about her troubles and stuff when I was a kid. In some ways, we were as much like sisters as mother and daughter. I was going somewhere with that.
Don't worry about it.
Oh yeah, so and as I got older, she talked about more things. I actually know how I was conceived and why my mom was a teenage mom. So, and like the reasons that she made the decisions that she did, which again, she was doing the best with what she had at the time. And yeah, I think she did well.
Did you have a good relationship with the other members of your family, like your grandparents, your mom's parents, and did you, that sort of thing?
Yes, which is probably a lifesaver for not just me, but for my mom. So my mom maintained a relationship with my dad's parents, and I would go over to my grandparents every other week, sometimes every week at some point. And they were the ones that got me clothes for school, my first bike. And in a way, like I said, my mom felt like my sister, and my paternal grandmother felt like my mom. Okay. We were super close. She made sure, especially her, that I had everything I needed. So I still got to see my dad, and I kept a very close relationship, even more to my dad's side of the family than my mom's side. Knew my maternal grandparents too, but my mom didn't like them as much. So my mom's a little bit of the black sheep of her side of the family, but in a good way.
Okay. I mean, that's quite unusual so far in my jauntings around the world on teenage motherhood. We've had a couple of our guests say that the dad was around, but to actually have really full involvement of your dad's parents, I mean, in a way that makes them pretty exceptional people. And
yeah, they really were.
Yeah, that's pretty amazing. And that's actually really wonderful and refreshing to hear. So this is why it's great to talk to you, because we hear something we've not heard before and it's not as common. So how did life sort of pan out for you once you kind of started doing your own thing? What do you odd up to?
So I feel like I was mature once I got out to the real world, like more mature than my peers. But at the same time, I didn't have the experience to back it up. And now that I'm almost 40, I'm realizing that level of maturity, but not so much. But I was first in my family to go to college. And I've always had like office jobs and good jobs where everyone in my family is more blue collar. So it's like I'm getting the good jobs. I'm living the dream. And now I own my own business. And that's fairly new. I just started it this year and it's going pretty well. And I have hopes for it. So
But tell
I
us
feel like I've
about
done well.
that. And I think you mean last year.
That's true. Last year. In the past year. So I do graphic design and promotional products. The name of my business is Gibo Promo.
Hey.
And so I have been in graphic design. Well, I started doing graphic design in high school, actually. I got my first paid graphic design job in high school. And so I've been doing graphic design for more than 20 years, working for publishers and printers and promotional products companies. And so for the past 14 years, I was working with printers and promotional products companies to the point where I was actually doing the printing as well as the design. So I wanted to take that knowledge and be able to do something more with it than I could under somebody else's umbrella. To be able to give that more personalized service for very specific graphic design projects that normally is kind of in the background normally.
Okay. That sounds quite interesting. I mean, graphic design, I've never really sort of had a talent for anything like that. And I always feel just a little bit jealous of people whose left side of the brain works like that, because mine just doesn't. It just doesn't at all. Well, so what would you like to tell our teen moms out there, or I don't know, maybe the parents of teen moms out there? What's your message for them coming from a different perspective on it?
I think the big one would be that mistakes are okay. It's not the mistakes you made, but it's how you handle them. And your children are watching, no matter who you are. Children are watching, other people are watching, and they're learning from you. And the real world's tough. So the way that you can fix things and the way you handle yourself I think is more important than, we all make mistakes, but making it right, I think, is the more important part.
Just now that you said that, do you think having to grow up with your mom, do you think the two of you growing up together was something that helped you or hindered you?
Oh, I think it helped. I definitely think it helped. I think I got exposed to the real world from an early age. And that's what made me more mature and gave me more life lessons and made me more prepared for when I was out on my own.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Michelle, thank you so much for sharing your time and your story with us. Is there anything else that you wanted to talk about or you wanted to say or sort of came across your mind and went, oh, that's a good one?
No, I feel like you already gave me that chance.
Okay.
Yeah, no, love each other, be kind.
Yeah, that's a good one. Okay, guys. So Michelle, tell us the name of your graphic design company again.
It's Gibo Promo, GEBOPROMO.
Okay. So, and what's the best way to get in contact with you if anybody wants to reach out?
Probably email. You can go to my website, gibopromo.com, or email me at michelle@gibopromo.com.
Okay, that's amazing. Thanks, Michelle.
Thank you.
Okay. All right, ladies and gents, thank you so much for watching another episode of StarTeenMums with me and the amazing ladies who take their time and their energy to come out to us and, you know, bear themselves to us and help us to move forward in all great things in life. I'm very grateful to these ladies. It's 2021. And we're marching through, and the question is not what will you do for 2020, but what are you doing for 2021, right? What are you doing for 2021? Okay, I'll say that again. Well, not what will you do for 2021, but what are you doing for 2021? I hope it's great things. You know, put the message out there for us. We love to hear from you, and, you know, help those ladies out there who need us. So take care, bye-bye, and see you next time with another amazing StarTeen Mum child. Okay, bye-bye.